Hello, hello. Matt Franceschini here, and today I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about some awesome chord substitutions that already use chords that you probably know, that you can work into your comping and your soloing, literally from the get-go. So, without further ado, let's dive into it a little bit. The basic principle of these substitutions is that they work off of upper structures. And so what upper structures refers to is we're kind of subbing in a chord that exists higher than the root, if that makes any sense, and hopefully it will in a minute. And there's kind of three substitutions that I want you to think about, which is kind of funny because they go into contrasting realms. So say, for example, take G major 7. If I wanted to play a really, really cool substitution for this, I could play a B minor 7. And now this substitution works because the notes in G major 7 are G, B, D, F sharp. Those are my four notes, G, B, D, and F sharp. Now what happens when I play B minor 7 instead is I play B, D, F sharp, and A. A works over a G chord in that it's the ninth, so we get this kind of sound. And so, especially if I'm playing with a bassist, this is a really nice sound to kind of dig into. Rather than playing G major 7, I can play B minor 7 there, and it functions just the same. So I could even do it coming out of a 2-5, for example. So say I was playing A minor 7 to D7. It's kind of nice, especially if you were doing it during a turnaround where it's not the end of the form yet. It kind of keeps the spirit alive, where you go 2, 5, and then rather than going here, you can go 2, 5, up to 1. So that's one of the funny things, is that a major chord has a minor chord, a minor 7 upper structure. And then here's where it gets even more fun. The reverse is true for minor chords. So say we were trying to substitute out a G minor 7. This same upper structure way works, except I would play B flat major 7. And this works exactly the same way because in a G minor 7 chord, I have the notes G, B flat, D, and F. And if I play B flat major 7, I get the notes B flat, D, F, and A. So that gives me a G minor 9. If I were to play a B flat major chord rather than a G minor 7 chord. And this is kind of a cool way to look at it too, because you can get some interesting resolutions where, say I'm playing a 2-5 to F, so that would normally be G minor 7, C7 going to F. Instead of playing that, I could play B flat major, so I could go to C7 to F. And that kind of gives me this 4-5-1 rather than the 2-5-1. And if the bassist plays that G, and then I play a B flat over top of it, it's a really nice sound, actually. And then it's kind of nice because you're not just beating people over the head with the simple harmony. You're leaving the roots to the bassist, and you're existing in these upper structures, which is a really, really pretty sound. So once again, maybe something like this. There's a bit of a fancy C chord, but that's okay. So, a major chord, we substitute up from the third. We play a minor 7 based on the major third. So in our G major example, we went from G to B, and then we made a minor. So B minor is equivalent to G major 9. With minor, we build a major chord off of the minor third. So the minor third of G is B flat. If we play a B flat major chord, we've got the equivalent of G minor 9. So now for a dominant chord, we're actually going to want to play a minor 7 flat 5 chord off of the major third. So when we play that sound, we get the third, the 7th, the 9th, and the 5th of G7. So B minor 7 flat 5 is equivalent to, well, really it would be equivalent to this. G9, G dominant 9. And this is a really, really fun one to mess around with because you can use it both in minor 2/5s and major 2/5s, where this extra bit of tension can really come in handy. So for example, let's say we're doing a 2/5 to C. So I'm playing my D minor 7 here, and then rather than playing this G7 and then coming to my C major, I could do this instead. I could go D minor 7, B half diminished, goes to C major. And that's a really, really nice resolution. You get the 7 going to 1 really, really pronounced. And so yeah, there's 3 really, really easy substitutions you can use in your chords. And now really quick, let's take a look at how we can use these in our lines as well, if you use these arpeggios. So say, for example, let's use that 2/5 to C example again. If I was playing D minor 7, G7, or here I played G13, to C major, let's think about it. So now over my G7, rather than playing a G7 arpeggio, I'm going to think B minor 7 flat 5. So maybe that gives me a kind of upper structure to think of. So rather than playing this, the band is playing G7 and I'm playing. Rather than playing that, I might play something like this. I flubbed that note. Let's try that again. In our lines, that can work wonders. And then when we get into, say, the ones we were doing before, where B minor 7 can substitute in for G major 7, or B flat major 7 can substitute in for G minor 7. There's 2 things that are really, really nice about thinking this way. So, for example, if I was playing over B major 7, rather than playing I could play B minor 7 arpeggios over that. So which is nice because it brings in a little bit more color to the sound, because it encourages me. First of all, I've cut the root out of it, which, while the root is a great note, and some people would say that the root is an avoid note, which I don't necessarily agree with, but when you play that, it takes you away from the root. So it kind of lifts your improvisation and your lines up a little bit because you're existing in the upper structures of the harmony. So it takes out the root, which means you won't have any redundancies where the bassist is playing a big and you're also playing there. It takes you out. And then the other thing that's nice is it introduces the 9th to your lines, which is a note that you maybe wouldn't get in there if you were trying to play just, you know, your G major 7 arpeggio. Same thing exists for minor. So say G minor 7, I'm going to play a B flat major 7 arpeggio instead over this. So rather than playing, I get this kind of sound. And again, it just kind of lifts my improvisation up to the upper structures. And I find it to be a really, really useful trick. And it might take you a while to kind of get these ideas under your fingers. But once you do, I'm telling you, it's a good secret to a lot of interesting lines. So I hope you found that exercise in substitutions useful. If you have any questions, of course, leave them down below in the comments and I'll try to get back to you. But I hope you found that useful. If you liked this video, please consider liking and subscribing. And if you want to have a guitar lesson, I do have a link to that down in the description as well. Other than that, I hope you guys have a wonderful day and I hope you have some fun playing the guitar. So take care and thank you so much for watching.